Excuse me while I whip this thing out. Not my words, the words of the ECW champion, who says that later in the show. Yes, we are back. We're back, breathers. It's the oh jeez, it fell off my chair. My arm really fell off the chair. It's the 1st of May, 2007. You know, if you don't know where we last left off at ECW, we went to Backlash, and how the originals, because we see them later on. You know, they did an online interview because that was a stall back then. Was you do online interviews so you get people to tune into your weekly shows. How they basically described it: a fucking terrorist attack happened on Backlash, and they won. Vince McMahon won the world title, and yes, he is the ECW champion. Which yes, you don't have to watch these episodes if you don't like Vince. That is fair enough. But just remember, we are talking about the character from 2007, and yes, just remember that. But yes, so we're here on ECW, and Bobby Lashley comes out. He is the former ECW World Champion, and I am also joined by Ash. You want to say hello? Ash doesn't really have to say
Hello.
anything. Ash just has to be here. He can chime in whenever he wants if he finds something interesting. He's just kind of the background guy, and to keep me in check in case I say anything outrageous about Vince.
This happens more than I'd like to say.
Yes. But Bobby Lashley comes out and he's like, "Hey, Vince, give me a fucking title shot, you prick." Basic. He's not British, but if he was, that's probably what he would say. And he's like, "Give me a title shot, Vince, you bad end." And Armando Estrada comes out and he's like, "Oh, you're not getting a title match, but you can't physically touch Umaga, you can't touch Vince, and you can't touch Shane." And then Bobby's like, "Say it again. You can't touch Shane. You can't."
Yeah, we get some comedically horrendous acting from Bobby because, like, wait, say your name again, please. And then Amanda realizes that he didn't list his name in it, and then Bobby just shoves a wheelchair into the stairs, which is funny.
Obviously nothing is ever going to beat, and I know this is another piece of shit, but nothing's going to beat Lesnar pushing Zach Gowen down the stairs. In my opinion, which I heard they were originally going to do an F5 off the fist, which would have been mental, but I do not see how that would have been possible to an extent. But yes, so yeah, basically,
Stop.
but yeah, no,
Did he just really hate Zach Gowen? Like, why the fuck?
apparently sorry, side note, just so people are confused. Apparently, Zach Gowen had a pitch where he wanted Lesnar to go up the fist with him and then F5 him on the fist, but they went, "There's not enough room up there," because obviously, if you look to get like actually, if you look at the dimensions, I don't think it'd be able to, especially with the fucking weight of Lesnar, it wouldn't be able to hold it. So they couldn't really do it. So they just went, "How about we push it on a flight of stairs?" No, that's fair enough, actually. Yeah, that'll do. So I don't know why they wanted to bully Zach Gowen so much, because also in that same era, fucking Vince is taking like a cane off him. Not cane the rest, of like a cane that your grand would wear, like a go around with. They just bully him on SmackDown. Like I remember there was a match between Vince and Zach Gowen where Vince just batters the shit out of Zach Gowen like for 20 minutes on a random pay per view in like '03. I'm so
Yeah, why
confused.
not?
Yeah, you know, it's just weird. But yeah, so yeah, Bobby Lashley's like, "Oh, what'd you say? What's his name?" He says, "You can't touch Shane, you can't touch Umaga, you can't touch Vince." And he's like, "Your name's not listed, mate." Bang. Into the stairs he goes. He gets thrown into the stairs. He takes a cane bump, which if you don't know is where you land on your knees. And yeah, he does a great job. Um, but we go to our first match where it's CM Punk taking on Kevin Thorne with Ariel, Elijah Burke, Marcus Corvon / Monty Brown, and Matt Striker. Now this match is only lasts a minute. It was an alright match. It's nothing to write home about. Obviously, CM Punk on the previous edition of ECW turned on the new breed. You know, he turned their back on the new breed. He did the "I'm with you guys, I love the new breed." Haha, so I love the originals. Fuck you. And he turned on them, and now the new breed are like, "Yeah, do we really believe what Punk is saying, or do we actually trust Elijah Burke?"
It's the whole angle of what does he actually get for becoming a part of the new breed and then turning on him. What does he
Yeah.
actually get for doing it? Nothing.
Well, he gets to be
He
ECW.
doesn't gain anything.
He gets to win Money in the Bank next year. Spoiler, by the way. When you get to that show. But yeah, that's basically the premise. And CM Punk like pins Kevin Thorne. Then we go backstage, and Elijah Burke. By the
Kevin
way,
Thorne doesn't get any offense whatsoever.
no.
By the way,
And during this, when we go backstage, basically when CM Punk wins the match, Elijah Burke basically does that. Where he's like holding his man back, and he's like, "Come on, go to the back." So they go to the back, and then Kevin Thorne's like, "What the fuck, mate? What the fuck? What the fuck were you doing out there? You didn't come out and save me. You just stood on the ramp, you prick." And he's like, "Yeah, you're shit. Even Ariel, your dumb broad of a wife, could fucking batter Punk, you bellend. Fuck you." And he's like, "All right,
I think the funny thing to think about with Shelly Martinez, who plays Ariel, is everybody realized when because the guy who does the podcast with Dutch Mantel and Stevie Richards, he also had like a side like interviewer channel, and he's actually started making his own content, and somehow he's made it now, which is wild. Anyways, he did a couple interviews with Shelly Martinez, and everybody just went, "Holy shit, she speaks like a Valley girl. What the fuck? Like these aren't the characters she was portraying on TV. What the fuck?"
But yeah, the entire premise is basically
Also, remember when Kevin Thorne and Ariel did promos over tarot cards? And now Kevin Thorne just speaks like a normal human being.
yep. But yeah, Kevin Thorne basically goes, "I quit. Fuck you. I quit." And then like Elijah Burke's like, "Yeah, quit. Go on, quit, big man. Well, we don't need you, right, guys? Yeah, right. Let's go." Fortnite default dances on him. No, he doesn't. But I wish he did. So we go to the next match, which is the major. And by the way,
Elijah Burke and his fucking cast of extras and Monty Brown.
Matt Striker and fucking Monty Brown. But throughout this night, the reason why I don't really will talk about the backstage segments is to basically just shilling the interviews that fucking the originals did, which is Sabu, Dreamer, Van Damme, and Sandman did for WWE.com.
I mean, they're just ridiculous fucking interviews, aren't they? Right? They're just stupid interviews. Like Tommy Dreamer's like, in ECW, I broke my back, I broke my neck, I met my wife, I had my kids, and it's like, Tommy, those are supposed to be proud moments. Why are you saying it's really tragic? It's obviously saying how much he like committed to ECW and how much he lost when it went under. But like he doesn't stop to catch a fucking breath. So I broke my neck, I married my wife, I have my kids. Fuck you, Vince. Fuck you. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like,
but it's what makes the double irony in this, and I know people would go, well, he obviously wanted a job because ECW was his livelihood and no real wrestling company existed until 2002 after ECW and WCW were bought.
Look, wrestlers are wrestlers. They'll take
Yeah.
that paycheck wherever they can get it.
Yeah,
You never know when your last one's coming in.
Yeah. So like, obviously, I know people would defend Dreamer, going, but he just went there for the money, obviously. But the irony with Dreamer is the fact that when ECW folded, Dreamer basically was given a call. Well, I don't know, but he was given a call. Let's just say 5 months down the road, and it's like, "Hey, you want to be part of the Invasion storyline?" He went, "Yeah, sure." Mate, why are you complaining about ECW being owned by Vince when you immediately jump shipped? It'd be like DDP complaining that Vince is ruining WCW, even though when the company went under, about 2 months later, you were revealed to be the stalker of fucking Sarah, the Undertaker's wife, at the time. Like, you know what I mean? You can't really complain if you jump ship immediately. Like, at least with some of the WCW wrestlers who never jumped ship, at least they had a credibility to like complain because they never went fucking there at the time period. They waited till years later, which I still hate that Sting went to WWE. I still wish he never did, but that's another story. I just laugh at like Tommy Dreamer complaining about like, you've ruined wrestling, Vince. But I will be here tomorrow to do dark matches for you and actually appear and like do conventions and stuff. But you ruined wrestling. Come on, mate. Come on. It's just so fucking funny to me. And RVD's like, man, when you won that belt, that was horrible, man. And then Simon's like, you pissed on me, you pissed on my legacy, you pissed on everything. Fuck you, you dumb bastard. It's basically Sandman. And
And
then
then Sabu just chucks a chair, which is funny.
Sabu just chucks a chair and then grabs a ladder and just throws it on the ground.
I'm glad that they went, yeah, making Sabu talk was a bit dumb. All right, he's not talking anymore. Sound.
I still wish, and we'll get to the segment, obviously, I still wish Vince did the point to Sabu. But we'll get to that later on. So yeah, the Major brothers, Brett Major and Brian Major, if you don't know, they're now known as Matt Cardona.
Brian Myers, Matt Cardona.
Yeah, Brett I believe is Matt Cardona now, and Brian is obviously Brian Myers. Or famously Zack Ryder
The
and
most
Kurt Hawkins.
professional wrestler.
Yeah. He's always ready. So yeah, obviously throughout this arc you will see them grow up on pay-per-views, and you will see them go from basically the Major brothers to Edgeheads to Zack Ryder becomes ECW champion, and then
Fucking around in ECW for 3 years.
And then Kurt Hawkins teams with Trent Beretta for some reason. Don't question
Kurt
it.
Hawkins being an FCW for fucking years.
I mean, we've talked about it because it is relevant to this match since Brian Myers is in this match. We talked about it. Brian Myers, even though he's a shit wrestler, he did train some pretty good wrestlers. Or like he has like done pretty well because he's trained like MJF, trained like Chris Statlander.
The Creative Pro Academy is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like they have good graduates.
Like Max Caster, whether you agree with what he says when he cuts promos, is another thing, but let's not get into that. Like he may be a shit wrestler, but he's a good trainer, and I got to give him credit for that.
I mean, it's like he was always there whenever like The Rock needed to train. He'd be like, all right, go wrestle with Brian Myers and fucking those sorts of guys. So yeah, it's always interesting. Like some of the best wrestlers are terrible like coaches and trainers, but some of the worst wrestlers are actually good trainers. So
I
it's on their
don't
spot.
I don't know like if Shawn Michaels still does like training, but wasn't he a good trainer, Shawn Michaels? Like when he was initially retired in the 2000s. Obviously, he trained Brian Danielson, which you look at that and pretty good.
Yeah, but he didn't though.
Did he? Did he not?
He fucking didn't. No, it was his academy, but he wasn't fucking there, was he?
Ah, fair enough. I don't know. I just don't.
That's just what you say when someone. That's what you say when someone famous comes through. Oh yeah, he went to my wrestling school. I worked hand in hand with him. He actually learned everything I knew. No, he didn't do fuck all. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. But the Major brothers are here, and they defeat Marcus Corvon and Matt Striker with Elijah Burke in 3 minutes 42. Marcus Corvon / Monty Brown was not pinned in this match. It was Matt Striker. And then Elijah Burke basically goes up and goes, "You're shit, mate." No, I did a fucking paragraph. "You're shit, mate. Quit. Why don't you quit, you little bitch? Quit. Go on, quit like your brother did." And then Matt Striker's like, I will quit. Fuck you then. I will quit. And he quits. So the remaining members are Monty Brown and
I do like
Elijah
how
Burke.
they had the generic jobber theme, which was given to fucking everyone.
Yep.
Like Derek Bateman had it. Lucky Cannon when he was in NXT had it. Darren Young had it. I think Tyler Rex had it. Like so many of the shit wrestlers who just wrestle on Superstars had this fucking theme. So you get excited, be like, "Oh, it's him!" Oh no, it's a random dickhead. Great sound.
But yeah,
Like it's like everybody had Alicia Fox's original theme. Like it's just fucking ridiculous.
But yeah, so now and by the way, this is where we talk about Vince McMahon. So Vince comes out, and yes, he's like, "ECW originals. What have you got to say to me?"
Yeah, hold on. Someone even did it. Hold on. Yes, obviously the Major Brothers have it.
All right.
Then we had then it was Tyler Rex in FCW. Then it was Curtis Axel in FCW. Then it was Lucky Cannon in FCW, and then it went to Derek Bateman. I'm pretty sure Darren Young also had it. So it's just you've heard the theme even if you don't remember the theme.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, Vince comes out and he's like, "There's one thing I've never done, and that's rip this thing out alive."
Oh, and Mike Knox also had this thing.
Fair enough. Um, so Vince says, "Excuse me while I whip this out." He's doing public indecency on TV now. Damn you, Vince.
Not first time, not the last.
Yeah, just got to move swiftly on from that. So he's like, "Hey, Originals, you want to fucking fight me? Come on, you bellends." Don't know why I'm saying bellends a lot in this episode. I'm trying to say this. I'm trying to reduce saying the c word, so I'm saying bellends instead. So yeah, he calls them out, and they come out, and like, "Hey." So he's like, "Oh, what do you have to say to me, RVD?" And RVD's like, "Rob Van Dam." All right, what have you got to say, Sam? Then he's doing that with his fucking hand, like with his back turned. What do you have to say, Dreamer? And then Dreamer's like, "You took me life, you took me job, you took everything from me, Vince, my wife, my kids, my fucking dog, my house, my mortgage, my car. You took everything. How could you, Vince?" And then it's like, "Sabu, what do you think?" Just imagine like him just, just chewing on something angrily. And that's basically what they do. And he's like, "Oh, all right, lads, how about this? As you call it, a four-way dance." He had to go on Wikipedia to see what they called it. He wasn't watching ECW. And there's a four-way
Yeah.
dance. A fucking cement mixer comes out. A fucking Hoover comes out. Like, not a Dyson Hoover, like a general, like, fucking old-fashioned Hoover.
A vacuum.
The vacuum. Fucking, like, a lot of random shit comes out. And it's an alright match. I've not much to say
Well,
on
yeah,
it.
I mean, for the first part, it's interesting as fuck, 'cause they go, okay, all the ECW originals facing each other, fucking sick. All right, ECW rules. All right, fucking here we go. Then they just brawl back and forth. Just a fun match, and it's just to show how consistently ECW does the same shit. It's just nice to have something different. And this match was actually different. RVD wins, and now apparently RVD versus fucking Vince next week. But also, Bobby Lashley's probably going to interfere anyways. So, is there a chance he spears RVD because he can't touch Vince? Don't know.
Yeah, because wouldn't you want to fight Vince because he would be the weaker opponent of the two? I don't know actually, but yeah, we'll find out next week. But I will add to this: I did bring up to you that I would have unironically loved to see Sabu versus Vince in an actual match, or Sabu versus Shane in an actual match. Like Shane is just someone I can't get over. He's one of my favorites. But the only McMahon I can publicly like, because Lynn is a piece of shit and Vince is a piece of shit. It's very fucking hard to like the family publicly. And now Lynn is running the Department of Education, the bitch. So yeah, that's ECW. We're gonna have way more McMahons. We're gonna have way more Extreme Rules. We're gonna have way more New Breeds dissension, and we're going to probably see more of the Major Brothers. Are you excited to see more of the Major Brothers?
Not really, but at least the show was interesting in how they changed up the formula for once.
So yeah,
Hopefully, they keep changing up the formula and don't just fall back on doing the new breed versus the originals again, despite them being split up. So it's nice to finally put a lot of this behind us and hopefully move into a new direction where they actually try to build shit up and not just dump it and not just rehash the same shit every week, which is, the WWE charm.
yeah. See you in the next one.